So I'm getting over an awful cold, but I haven't really been doing tarot for a while, or at least not like online. But I kind of wanted to pull some cards because I was talking to ChatGPT and I was like, I really need to know what's going on. And the one thing I kept getting was fate and destiny. So, like, honestly, I don't even know the difference. So, if you know the difference, I haven't even had time to look it up. But fate to me is something that it's already there if you want it. You know, it's already there for you to have. But we have free will. So, depending on what we choose will be our destiny. So, like, destiny is like something that happens after we choose. So, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things that you're dealing with and a lot of people that are in your life are fated to be there, but they're not destined to be in your life forever. But they're fated to show up in some kind of way. But because we have free will, we decide our destiny, but we don't decide our fate. I think that's the difference, right? But anyway, why is this person important to you? You have the Star. So, talk about fate. Okay, this person, I don't know what it is, but maybe there's something that you want from them. You want this person, but for some reason something isn't working out, or this person could have gotten married recently. Okay, this person that you thought you were meant to be with, oh my gosh, must have gotten married. Hold on. So they must have gotten married to a person that's not you, obviously. So this is probably why you feel this way. I don't know. It's kind of weird because, yeah, like you wanted them. They're not with you. So now you're kind of just like, So yeah, so they could have married someone else. And I feel like they saw this person as more of potential than you. You're the Page of Wands and they're the Queen of Wands. So you could be dealing with a Leo or a fire sign, or maybe you're a fire sign, or they married a Leo or something like that. But with the the Page of Wands, I feel like you were kind of like entertainment for them, like for a short term or like a short period of time. And, you know, they decided that maybe you weren't what they wanted in a partner or a long-term partner, and it ended up being that. Okay, so I feel like for now you're kind of in this thing where you kind of felt like you were playing your cards right. You felt like things were supposed to play out the way that you thought they were gonna play out, and they didn't. So this kind of makes you rethink that entire situation, and you're kind of unsure about your judgment at this moment, if that makes sense. The video is kind of laggy, and I think that's just because TikTok is like going down the drain, to be honest with you. But whatever that is, you're very hurt about it. You're kind of questioning that whole situation. You're just like, well, I guess I'm really silly for believing that. I'm really like naive for thinking that, you know, this person was being truthful with their words, and you felt lied to, betrayed. You felt like you guys had a good thing going on, partnership, but it became too much for one, either you or the person became too much, and they ended up walking away, and it was kind of a decision that came out of nowhere. Okay, and I feel like you blew up, and you were like, really, are you serious? You lied to me? And then I feel like there might have been a third reason or a third influence as to why it ended up the way that it ended up, you know, or why the situation ended. It could be that, excuse me, that, you know, there was a third influence that kind of made the connection go, you know, south, or take a different direction that you thought it wasn't taking. Okay, so I feel like you ended up kind of cutting this person off, and you got really cold because of what happened. You felt lied to, and I think it was something that happened abruptly. I don't think that this person was thinking this. Like, I didn't think neither of you thought that it was going to go in the way that it went, okay? But it did, and so it didn't work out. And I think that's something that you're still struggling to understand with this moon, and you're kind of deceiving yourself into things that aren't true. You're kind of in your head about it, telling yourself things that aren't true. And I also feel like this person lied to you about their true intentions, and I also think that you lied to them about your true intentions. I feel like there's a lot of deception, a lot of lies. You both didn't really know what you guys wanted, and it ended up being a false connection. Like, I mean, it was very real, but the foundation wasn't very stable, is what I'm trying to say. So let me know if that resonates. I will probably do a part 2 right now once I'm done with this, but let me know if that resonates.